hello, everybody. Welcome to Cinema Dopes, live from David Zeslav's basement. It's the boys, your favorite. Yippee!
Your
I'm
Yippee.
favorite
joined here.
Martian.
Yeah, I'm joined here, of course, by Dirk,
Hey, how's it going? I'm back.
Cade,
Hi, I've been
Seb,
here.
Cause I'm a dope watcher that yes I am.
I was trying to think of something, but then my brain just went to
and me,
mush.
Jordan. That is me. I'm Jordan. That is today. Today. That
It's happening
is this
right now
day.
today. It is Retrospective 2, motherfuckers. We are here to finish off what we started. And yeah,
Well,
we're gonna finish it off again
Alright,
next
everybody.
year. And the year
What do we
after
talk
that.
about? So, what are we talking about first on the agenda? What are we thinking, ladies and germs?
I think we should start by going through Dirk and Jorf's perspective on Sinners, considering we had myself and Seb and Frank's and Josh's in the last part. I just want to dive into that again real quick so we can just have a rehash with it, you know?
Hey, I ain't mean to scare you. Thought y'all done forgot about me in here. Come on, open the door, let me on out of here.
Stay. It's you?
Of course it's me, open the door.
That ain't your brother.
If you get Dirk started on Sinners, this entire episode is going to be like 5 hours long plus ad breaks.
Not really. I mean, having the privilege of listening to part one, I feel like you guys basically touched on like everything I would have talked about anyway.
Oh,
I will say though, I think as of the time of recording this in early September of 2025, it's still my favorite movie of the year. No contest. I think what Coogler accomplished with Sinners really is a testament both to his craft as a filmmaker, but also will probably stand the test of time as like one of if not the best movie of the 2020s. Like, yeah, I don't know. Sinners is it's fantastic. I love that movie.
Okay, on the topic of dual roles with Michael B. Jordan, let's talk about a movie that I should have talked about personally with Frank, but now we're gonna piss him off. The Monkey!
the monkey!
Everything okay up there?
Yeah, everything's fine.
Come on, baby, let's have some fun.
The Monkey Chain.
The Monkey's Fist. So The Monkey came out early this year. This was the one movie that like we'd see bits and pieces of for like the trailer and everything, and we knew it was by Oscar Perkins, and we already saw Longlegs prior. And I thought Longlegs was honestly pretty okay. I don't really think it was as mind-blowing as what we initially had. What was initially promised, because people are treating Longlegs like the second coming of Christ. But I watched Longlegs, really liked it. I saw The Monkey, which seemed like a movie that was way more up my alley.
Mm-hmm.
And we watch it. It's me, Derek, Jordan, and second Sebastian. It was a
Sebastian
super
squared.
Fun. It was a super fun time, and I also bought the popcorn bucket. But I just want to talk about I appreciate what The Monkey is for horror movie standards, especially because this was I feel like a really big year in horror movies. Like I feel like in a lot of different ways we're breaking ground in terms of really out there wild movies, like more smaller budget independent movies that aren't by Blumhouse, thank God. We had a really big year for black horror with Sinners this year, and then we also had a really big horror sequel finally come out in 28 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I had a really good time with The Monkey. I think Osgood Perkins really found a good balance. A lot of people had issues with the tone of the movie, personally, with it being a more of a black comedy. But I feel like with Osgood Perkins in interviews talking about what inspired him to take an approach like this and even tackle the message of the movie and just how death is an unfair being and just it can hit you at any time and it doesn't care about morality or who really chooses who gets to die and who doesn't, but also encompassing that into a very like black comedy where shit just kind of happens and people are just like weird and do weird things in it, and it all encompasses around the main MacGuffin being the monkey, which is just a it's just like a force of nature. It just kind of does as it wants and like completely derails anything that comes into contact with it. What did you guys think personally? Jordan, I'll start with you.
It's weird you mentioned that you think Longlegs is just okay because I'm the world's biggest meat writer for Longlegs. I think that movie is really good, and I will never understand critics who are all like, "This movie is not what the marketing made it be," and it's like that's the point. The whole point of the movie is that they're demystifying the serial killer. That's the point. But sure, whatever. The monkey, I'm shocked that Osgood Perkins works as quick as he does. Because doesn't he also have like a movie coming out later this year?
Oh my goodness, what's that movie
Because
called? Frick. It was
a Keeper, right?
Keeper. It was called Keeper. And they're bringing back Tatiana
Yeah,
Mansley, which I'm really happy about. I'm really like happy that because she was great in The Monkey, but it's good to see her like actually in like a full role this time. Not only like
yeah.
as
No,
not only a supporting character.
I think the monkey is really good. I think it's a really fun time. It's goofy. It's weird. It tries every single idea it has going for it. And while I still think Longlegs is the better film, I will say that Longlegs is kind of more your typical horror flick, while they try to harken back to like those early 2000s like cheese horrors like Final Destination,
Yeah.
and those kinds of things. And I think that's what works a lot about the monkey.
I
Plus,
think
I think Neon loves Osgood Perkins. Probably either on name alone because they're like, "Hey, can you get us the Psycho Prince?" No, no,
no.
No.
no. I really liked it. I thought it was good.
Yeah, I think Theo James, who also plays dual roles, he plays literal twins. Again, this is also a big year for twins in this freaking day of horror. But yeah, Theo James does a good job playing Hal and Bill, two polar opposites of people, with Hal being a spineless person who can't stick up for himself, and Bill, who is the biggest piece of shit character ever set the screen, and he is equally as repulsive looking in his later years in this movie, which is really good. I think, real quick to wrap up my thoughts on the monkey, I appreciated because it just full on, like, even at the beginning it just demonstrates like, hey, we're not really to be taken seriously, but we will have a powerful message. Like at the end it's like a very downplayed, like very kind of a sarcastic kind of way of saying like, I'm death, I don't give a shit, I will take whoever I want, and you are just left like questioning why rather than just moving on. Yeah. Which, by the way, I just want to go on a rant real quick because
Oh,
I
boy.
bought the monkey vinyl figure, which was $150. Me and Frank both
Oh
bought
boy,
this
here we go.
figure in the hoping that this would be like a good like way to just monument like how great the movie is and whatever. We bought it on the Neon store. It takes 4 months to finally ship. And like it went actually a little bit overdue for what it was promised. It finally shipped in August when they promised in July. I
Oh,
get it
boy.
finally. The box that it comes in is a cheap bullshit paper like box, when in the preview or the test runs that they were sending to people, it was an amazing like circular like hard cardboard box like in the movie. And it's literally like the same pattern as the circle box, but it's just put on a shitty like rectangular cardboard thing. And I get it finally, and they promised on the website itself that the key that comes with it's detachable and you could turn it. That is not the case with this. the drum is a piece of shit. It doesn't. There's not a way to mount it. It just kind of sits like on the ground that the monkey's sitting on. You can't really attach them,
Mm-hmm.
and it just smells like really shitty plastic.
That sucks.
Yeah,
Welcome
so
to late stage capitalism.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it's so funny how like the
Do you mean
popcorn
like
bucket,
cheap?
which is
Do you mean like
you,
cheap PVC smell, like that kind of
yeah,
smell?
yeah, it's like kind
Oh,
of like chemically
oh,
when I first
oh,
opened it.
gross.
But yeah, and it's so funny that the popcorn bucket, which is a third of the price, is, in my opinion, better quality, because at least like that actually the drum sticks to it. Like you could take it places without having to like have everything collapse. And also the paint on the fucking thing is scuffed. So that sucks. Like on the drum and everything. Just very disappointed with you, Neon. And I should have
Is it
complained. I should have filed a
is it
complaint so I
drum?
can. The drum had paint scuffings on it before I even
No,
like
does
used
it
it.
drum? Can it drum?
It can, but it's like, what's the point now?
Mm.
Yeah, no. That's so
What's the
disappointing.
point?
You remind me of that line from Peter Griffin where he's comparing something to like Kathy Griffin on like a sportswear model like magazine where he's like, yeah, she's naked on there, but who gives a shit? It's that's genuinely really disappointing. I feel really bad for you, dude. I'm sorry.
That
No,
sucks.
The second you texted about that, I felt like my heart hurt that whole day. I was like, I wish I could make it up to the guy. Like I felt really bad for you, man.
it was $150 that me and Frank had to put out to buy it.
Oh,
Yeah, that really sucks.
I genuinely should have
oh
filed it.
my
I should have
god.
complained to Neon. I should have leveraged that shit to get like the Together soundtrack on vinyl or something.
Just
The Robot Dreams toys.
out them on
Yeah.
Twitter. Just be like, actually, your plastic smells stinky. Can I get a refund?
You guys gave me a crappy product and you let Chris Stuckman make a movie? What kind of company are you?
You file a copyright takedown on one of my Redbubble projects, and this is how you repay
no.
me. I'll never
You might
forget
as
what
well
you've
just
done to me,
shat in
Neon.
You might as well just shat in your hand and called it a day.
That's really how it feels, Neon. Like, I like their films, but they do not like me. So anyway, what should we talk about next?
Well, I
Derek,
guess.
what did you think about the monkey?
Yeah.
I thought it was
Derek,
good.
what did you think about it?
Unfortunately, like I think I talked to Jordan about this. Like with a lot of horror movies, and I feel like it's like such like a big barrier for me with the genre is that like I'll like absolutely love a concept and like love like 2/3 of the movie, and then just like, the third act just like kind of like falters for me. And that's how I kind of felt with the monkey. Like I loved it up until like the third act. And then it was like it was okay. But it really feels like it's just kind of like wrapping things up, and like it's like okay, I guess this is how the movie's gonna end. I kind of feel like it loses steam, but it's still a fun time. Like I enjoyed my time with the monkey.
Speaking of disappointing third acts, let's talk about weapons.
Matthew, where are you? Where did you go?
This is where the story really starts.
Woo! Woo!
Yeah,
I can't say that anymore.
You can't say that anymore.
No, honestly.
Okay, so
like,
let's give the audience a little. Well, sorry. Sorry. I'll cut that.
I just want you to know that I also watched a second time today, in fact, with Cade. And I'm gonna, you know what? You lead into this.
Okay, time to preference. Audience, here's a little backstory for you. So, the first time I see this movie, it's me, Dirk, Seb, and Frank, and we see it in laser. Oh, how cool! Except
Mhm.
not cool because the audience is total freaking bogus and they stink.
Not most
Worst audience
triumphant.
I think I've ever had in a while.
Oh my
They were
god.
not cool.
No one would shut up. There was a guy to my right who would not, like, every time there's a scare or like something promiscuous happening or whatever, he would always just say it like to the point where like I can like hear it, like audibly hear it. He says this out loud, like where like the people like probably 2 rows back can also hear him. And this happens every time. And so hard I want to just turn to him and just say shut the fuck up. So bad.
Well,
But yeah, that happened, and there was an old couple, like probably like in their 50s. I don't know why they were like, yeah, let's watch Weapons this afternoon. They were doing the same shit, but at least they had the courtesy to whisper a tad. It was
No,
just a
they didn't even whisper.
yeah, they just said it out loud. But yeah,
Yeah.
that like hampered a lot of the experience for me the first time around. But
Yeah, I
thankfully,
was not having any fun there.
the
Yeah.
second time around, it was me and Cade, and that was it in the nice Regal theater with the reclining seats.
Yeah.
And we sat down and watched it. Cade watched it for the first time. And
Mhm.
Cade, what did you think of the movie?
I liked it, but I get why people don't like the ending.
Yeah,
I get it.
essentially.
I get why people like disliked it, and also just so we don't get flack now. Spoilers from here on out, from like everything we want to talk about. So
Yeah.
yeah, these movies have been out for like a good bit now. It's your fault. Sorry. But yeah, I think the reason why I didn't like the ending as much as I probably should have is because the chase scene itself went on too long. And to the point where I'm thinking like, how's this old lady outrunning all these kids? like bloodlusted
She's
too.
got super speed.
I guess, yeah.
Listen, so the lead up to this movie, this was the most hyped movie for me, like this year. I was so excited for Weapons ever since the first teaser came out of the trail cam footage and like the security camera footage, the Ring doorbell footage of just all the kids running away into the darkness. In a trance, the title, literally the subtitle for the movie, the tagline is, at 2:17 in the morning, every kid got up, left their house, ran into the darkness, and they never came back.
Mhm.
That is fucking horrifying. And I love the idea of an entire town just dealing with why this happens. A
Mhm.
teacher like being pointed at to blame even though she is just as confused as everyone else. And
Mhm.
people just trying to understand what's happening. And we watched the movie, and I like it a little bit better than I initially did. But I felt like this movie could have been so much more with that premise, and I wish they really kept it more close to the chest with how they handled certain things. But all around, I still think the performances are fantastic. I think the imagery is fantastic. I like the ideas that it has involving the hypnosis and what it does to people and the effects, and just how everyone in this town is just going around and trying to like deal with what's happening from all different perspectives and all of them converging.
Mhm.
But I just feel like I started to like Gladys a little bit more as a character, but I just kind of wish he wasn't in, because I felt like this could have been a really good way to discuss of just tragedy and just stuff like being gone.
Mhm.
But I still like it. I just think it could have been a little better, or it could have been a bit more. Like
Yeah.
this is still probably a 3.5 out of 5 for me. I'm happy I was able to watch it again in a better way and finally not having to pee throughout like half of the movie. I was finally able to watch it in one go without any stress, so that's good.
Mhm.
But yeah, honestly, I think Josh Brolin's a standout in it. I think Who's the lead in it? Is it Julia Gardner?
Julia Gardner's the lead.
Yeah, and I think she's really fucking good in it. Especially with the amount of range and just she's also really good at just conveying that she's not shooken up, but she is shooken up.
Mm.
Like she's really good at being like a simmering pot of just frustration and confusion and sadness. And you just see that with so many times in just how her posture is, how she talks to people like street peddlers and just like, sorry, I can't. Like she just sounds so stressed without really telling us that she's stressed and dealing with a lot. And I think that's really good. I think the child acting is really fucking good. I feel like that needs to be talked about a lot more with Alex's actor. I
Mm.
think he does a good job of just being like in hysterics and just keeping so much like inside, but not. You could
Yeah.
tell like he is so stressed out.
He is like just at a hair of just breaking down here.
Something that we don't talk about, I feel enough, is Josh Brolin's performance, like in the dream sequence of just him being so sad as a parent and just like never having a chance to tell Michael or Matthew how much he like loved him.
Michael, don't
But this
leave
kind of
me here. Sorry.
this leads into one of my issues with the movie
Uh-huh.
of stop showing fucking Gladys in the stupid fucking jump scares. I hated that so much still. It's like, and you could have done Gladys a lot better in like the reveal, because I really like how you see her like at the very beginning, but like she's obstructed because her back is turned, but you don't pay attention to it. I would have liked if she was just in the background of certain things. What if she was at the parent teacher conference? What if she was like at what if she was just walking throughout like the
supermarket or something?
The supermarket or the town, maybe during the chase scene, like in the car. What if she was like whizzed by on? What if she was at like the alcohol store or like the liquor store or whatever? Like I felt like this could have been done of her just looming in the background without making it obvious that she's behind this.
And then you have a scene like in Puss in Boots where it's like, here's the thing, Caddy, I was always there, and it just like reveals her like Humpty Dumpty.
And that's what they were kind of doing with Alex's perspective, and I thought that would have been so good if they revealed stuff like that, or just like showing her perspective of things from what we were already seeing in the movie. Like they had the lead up there, and they just didn't do that.
Yeah.
But we've been rambling on and on. Derek, what do you think still of the movie?
Second least favorite. It's not my least favorite.
What's
least?
Progression.
Yeah, second least favorite. And I definitely feel like I need to give this movie a rewatch, but I'm not ready to revisit it yet. I feel like I'd still need time away from it.
You need to heal.
Yeah, like I mean at the end of the day, like it's not even like much of a big deal. It's like I just didn't like this movie just because I think I kind of just like read it the wrong way, maybe. Just because of my expectation. I've talked to Seb and Jorf about this. How like I went in expecting this movie to be where like it uses the vessel of like the horror genre as a way to tell a story about gun violence and how that affects kids and parents, and like just like a very like empathetic movie like in that regard. And like the movie like is like does have a purpose for like what it's trying to say when it comes to like children and their safety, but it just like wasn't done how I was expecting. But I think even regardless of message and what Zach Krieger was trying to do with this movie, I think like fundamentally I just have an issue with the tone of the movie. If for our viewers who watch our each episode, if you can remember in our previous one where we talk about Bride of Frankenstein, Rex mentions how he feels there's like a tonal inconsistency with Bride compared to the original Frankenstein, and honestly, that's how I feel with Weapons. It's like I thought it was a movie, especially with how it establishes itself in the first act. I thought it was going to be a movie that really like takes itself seriously, no matter like how like weird it could possibly get. But it does like have that sense of humor, which is just fine. You know, like I don't think there's like anything wrong with that. I think especially with the way that Krieger does his movies, but I feel like for the kind of story that he was telling, I thought there would have been like a bit more of like a focus and like sincerity to like the kind of story he was telling. So like as the movie progresses and it pulls more and more into like those comedic undertones, it's just it just lost me more and more. It's like I was giving it as fair of a shake as I possibly could, but like I felt it was so inconsistent, like just like bringing that comedy in, like how it undercuts a lot of the emotion
Mm-hmm.
in like a lot of the movie, which I mean isn't the first movie in 2025 to do that, but we'll get there later. But I think ultimately it just boils down to like his I want to say his filmmaking style is not made for me because I like Barbarian. I thought that was really good. I just think that this like the kind of story he wanted to tell here, and I think even if I rewatch it, I'll still come away feeling like this just isn't the movie that's made for me, and that's all right because I think a lot of people really enjoy this movie. It did fantastic financially, and we really needed a hit like this at the end of the summer, so I think that's like really great. But
Say that
yeah.
again.
Say that again. Would you get out of here?
Fantastic Four, everybody. What do we think of Fantastic Four?
I
Best
didn't get to
MC.
talk about weapons.
Oh yeah, let's have George talk about weapons.
Yes,
Damn it! Damn it!
We are hopping around a lot, so let's bring it down a little bit.
have a lot
All
to
of
I didn't
us.
get to
about.
say anything.
Well, go ahead. give us your weapons take here. You pro or against?
The thing about weapons, the first time I was the same way Seb and Derek were, where I was like, this doesn't really work. Then I saw it again. My girlfriend and I saw it a second time at Camp Hill, where it didn't suck and I didn't have anybody annoying around me. So that rocked.
Mm-hmm.
And
us.
I sat there and I felt like Danny DeVito during Mac Finds His Pride. I was sitting there like, oh my God, I get it now. This movie worked for me on a second time. And I've been thinking about this recently. Weapons, and this is going to sound insane, but bear with me. Weapons is a lot like Megalopolis in a way where it is a director covering as many ideas as they want to cover in one singular film.
Mm.
And while Megalopolis, it doesn't work because it feels like every single idea Coppola had in that film is fighting for screen time. Weapons works because it splits itself up and it comes up with the ideas. Such as, I remember I watched an interview with Kreger, which I thought was really interesting, about how Alex's story is supposed to be a allegory for parental alcohol usage, where your parents can act one way, but the second they drink, they'll act a different way, and it feels like something beyond their control is controlling them.
Mm.
And that's what I always saw Gladys as. I saw Gladys as like the embodiment of something controlling you, like your darkest urges, because all the characters have like dark urges. Nobody in this film is extremely perfect. They're all kind of like buttholes in their own way. Like Gardner has that like stuff about her old school. Uh, Alden Ehrenreich, who's great in this movie, by the way. Please get Alden
really is.
Ehrenreich in more stuff.
Real quick,
Yeah.
I
feel
almost
like
accidentally called him alt-right Ehrenreich.
Ugh!
real
I
quick.
almost called him alt-right Ehrenreich.
Since I didn't really mention anything, Austin Abrams is also really fucking good as James, the meth head.
I was gonna say, yeah, I was gonna say, is he the burglar?
Yes, he is so good at playing a tweaker, and his facial acting is so fucking good.
I love the moment. I love the moment where Alden Ehrenreich, and you see from like both the perspectives of him walking. I was like, "Hey, what did I say? What did I say?" And he just looks up, stares at him, and then just runs. He instantly just like turns and bolts. He's like, "Oh shit, there's a cop."
My favorite moment with James is just when he's in the pawn shop and he just sees the wanted poster, the missing. It's not that he cares about the kids; he just cares about making that shit ton of money. And he looks at the $50,000 prize and he's like, his like eyes light up, and he's like,
"It's always about the money, Spider-Man."
He couldn't sell the kid iPad. He could have looked him dead in the eye and said, "This is the last one that says Good Morning Redbird, but you know, you're not gonna buy it. You're not gonna buy the Good Morning Redbird iPad. What's wrong with you?" No, but like, I don't know. It clicked with me in a way where it's like Gladys, to me, is at least like a showing of these characters' urges, especially in a way where it's, I guess, just like showing the day-to-day lives of these characters, how you move on from a tragedy. Can you move on from a tragedy? All
Mhm.
that kind of stuff. And I think that's best shown in the police story, where it's shown that they're all like, "Yeah, we're on the case," but then they never really do anything about it.
Mm.
And it shows that, like, the cops are more concerned with showing that they have, like, a good image, like, they're shown as, "They're here for you, we're gonna help you," and then just never doing anything about it. Or, Brolin's thing, which is, you know, a parent, the second, like, a tragedy happens, they can't really look inwards and be like, "Maybe my parenting caused it." It's that Skinner line where it's like, "Am I so out of touch? No, it's the children who are wrong." Where,
Mhm.
you see the kid, the little kid getting bullied by his son,
Yeah,
and then you think to yourself,
Matthew.
"Oh, yeah, this kid was never told that he's loved by his dad. His dad is, like, super tough on him." Like, you have to infer that
Yeah.
by his room being all like, he doesn't look happy in the sports picture, so I assume this is one of
Yeah.
those things where, his dad is like a show mom or a show dad, I guess, who wants his kid
Look
to,
at
like,
my
live out his dreams,
son.
so
No,
yeah,
I
bingo, you
always
got it.
inferred it's like, well, his kid is it's Josh Brolin's kid, so of course he just looks pissed off everywhere. No, but no, you're actually very right in that, and that's why I think that makes the dream sequence way more impactful on the second watch, because you really realize like how much how much the dad really loved Matthew, despite
Yeah.
inferring like he never told him he loved him, and like that the dad was always
He's got, like, the
harder on him. Yeah, it's
toxic
toxic
masculinity type thing
masculinity.
where the dad, which is
Mm.
weird because Barbarian was all about toxic masculinity too,
Yeah.
or about, like, men and all that stuff,
I
and
feel like that was how they handle situations, when in this movie it's how it affects other people and how it affects them when situations happen, I guess. Hold on, I probably could have worded that better.
No, I understand what you mean, Seb, but I don't know. I don't mean to be the guy who's, like, playing devil's advocate where he's like, "No, you guys don't know what you're talking about. This movie's a masterpiece." But personally, I don't know what it was. This movie worked for me a second time, and I feel like that's once you kinda get over the feeling of, "Okay, this movie is not gonna be the way the trailers showed it was gonna be," and all the marketing, stop doing this ARG marketing crap. I get it's
Yeah.
cool, but it's like, you're really starting to set yourself up for failure. It's
That is
not
probably what gave
gonna
me the
work.
narrative, like, this is gonna be more mysterious. I thought they were gonna do a paranormal activity, not paranormal, a Blair Witch Project type thing, where it's just like, where'd they go? Like, they're just
What
gone,
what
but
happened? What happened?
yeah, dude, the ARG may have been also part of it. And also, it is the laziest
Mhm.
ARG website of all time.
I will
It
give
was
it
probably
credit
just
for
for fun,
having Barbarian on a side there,
that's
as like a
also
side article.
I just well, even with the Barbarian article, I just thought that was just like too tacked on for me, but I guess I'm too much of a curmudgeon for like accuracy.
It worked for me a second time, and I definitely think this is a movie that the more times you like it, the more times uh, it'll warm up to you. And I definitely think if you go into this movie, it almost demands you paying attention. You have to see it. I think this is a good at-home movie, or watching it alone, like you and Seb, you and Cade did,
Yeah.
where if it's you and a friend, it works. But if you are in a huge crowded theater and people are talking, you will miss things. I missed like half the jokes in some of the scenes because I sat there and when the tweaker is like picking out the movies and he goes, "Oh shit, they got Willow."
Yeah.
Number one, that sounds like a Scott the Woz line, which is really funny. That sounds like something Scott the Woz would say. And number two, I actually caught that joke because there wasn't a bitch in my ear saying, "I wonder what's happening in this scene. Can somebody get my ED pills?" Like, you
What's
shut up.
happening?
I hate you. Hi, my name's Jordan Barron. I hate old people. Old people are the worst at movie theaters. Do not take old people to see movies.
Don't edit that to make them think.
If you're above the age of 60, don't go to the movies.
If you're above the age of
It's crazy.
60 or a baby, don't go to the movies.
Yeah, if you're too young, get the fuck out. If you're too old, get the fuck out.
They should have a guy at AMC be like, whoa, 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 hold up there, old timer. Not in my place. Get out of here.
Jordan, I want you to know when Alex is in fucking Gladys's room with the wig, I just said this is us going into Jordan's room for the first time.
Yeah.
It's a fake mustache and wig.
There's no way he manages his hair this well. It's gotta be a wig. And then you
I'm
go.
just imagining Jordan like fully shaved without a mustache.
Pulls
or
a
he's just,
Walter
like,
White.
Danny DeVito. Yeah, he's just like, I just want to be pure.
Who's ever editing this, put a picture of me in 8th grade when I had a buzz cut.
Cool, you gotta send that image.
There you are. There I am, buzz cutted.
You know what? I'm gonna say to that, that is certainly not fantastic.
Boo! Boo, I say.
Say that again.
Fantastic
Now,
for everybody who's
Yeah.
excited.
Wait, if we're gonna talk about the superhero movies of the summer, I feel like we should go in chronological order.
I
Why are you
agree.
doing this to me?
I feel like the order they came out is like really important to the context of like what happened with them.
I with that, I want to also mention that this part here, I have so many more movies that I've seen in the theaters than I have like shows and stuff I watched at home. And with part 1 being kind of like the reverse of it. And it's weird. And I realized this right before we started recording, and it's because ever since Sinners came out, like this was the start of like one of the best, like in my opinion, one of the best summer blockbusters we've had in a long time. Like just to go off that with Derk.
I think quality-wise, yeah, and I think we're slowly starting to see Hollywood realize that, you know, you can't be like freaking June of 2023 where we dumped like 500 movies in 1 month and they all bomb. Like, I think they're finally starting to understand, like, okay, let's space things out and like let the audiences find these movies. Like this summer, like unfortunately, like fell below expectations overall for the domestic box office, but I think the right lessons were learned and have been continuing to be learned within Hollywood. So here's the hoping that 2026 is actually like a better summer, which I think it probably will be. So
I honestly agree, because with a lot of these movies, these aren't like blockbuster smash hits. These are like, I don't know, like a Thunderbolt of cinema.
We can't stop him alone. No one can. But we can find a way. Together.
Say that again.
Thunderbolts, everybody.
Um.
I appreciate everyone just staying silent.
Yeah. But yeah. Thunderbolts. I myself, I didn't watch this in theaters because.
Thunderballs.
Thanks, Seb. Glad you're here, man.
He was waiting all day to get that one out.
So with me,
He was like going through like drug withdrawals. He was like scratching his skin.
I was
like,
tweaking.
sweating
I
bullets.
was certainly tweaking. I was like Rumpelstiltskin waiting for the contract to get signed.
Straight zonked off the geek.
all week Seb's been like going through files like Terry and Soul, just like like trying to look for the perfect jokes. Like, yeah, this one will do. Or Plankton with Plan Z. Plan Z, here it is.
Okay, but
yeah,
Thunderbolts.
with Thunderbolts, I didn't watch it in theaters because at this point, I did not care about anything Marvel, save for when we get to it, Fantastic Four, because I don't know how else to describe it, but like Marvel to me is really riding on this idea that Doomsday is gonna be good, and I hear stories and I'm like, this is crashing and burning, man. So I'm curious what you guys think of Thunderbolts seen in theaters itself. Like, is it better than watching it on Disney Plus? And like your thoughts on that.
I'll go first. I watched Thunderbolts and I didn't really know what to expect. I wasn't really like following the hype around it or anything. I thought it was gonna be cool, like going into it and just like, because it is about like more street level, not street level, but like more dialed down like characters. And I
The
was hearing it was
D-listers.
actually D-listers,
Mhm.
yeah, exactly. And it's like not really that. Um, but I was also hearing it was being wrote and directed by the guy who did Beef, and I actually really liked Beef on Netflix, which is really good, and that had really good dialogue and like characters who hate each other, and I'm like, oh, this is perfect. This is like a amazing match, and I was seeing like some of the promotions leading up to it of just like people really liking the movie and like all the stunts that were being done, and I really liked the idea of the Void and how he looked in it, and I'm such a big fan of Wyatt Russell as US agent. I want to
Mhm.
see more of him. And yeah, like honestly, it was kind of a movie I had like mild interest in seeing, not only with it being a Marvel movie, but just genuinely curious of like this ensemble. And I saw it and I actually had a pretty good time with it. I don't think it's anything like earth shattering, but I thought it was like a really fun ensemble. I thought everyone was balanced really well, and it's just good to see these characters again. And like in something that isn't just like the typical Avengers fare.
That's right.
It's just about D-list characters just trying to find their place after like their main like story characters are kind of gone. It's like the side characters trying to find place after being out of their main story. And I thought that it was really fun, and I like the I liked US Agent a lot in this movie, even though he was kind of probably had the least going on in terms of story, or well, fifth out of the crew, but we'll get there. But
Mhm.
I thought he was a really fun character. Dude, Yelena and Red Guardian, or the highlights of this, they were standouts. And like I felt like they were finally able to flesh out when they couldn't really in Black Widow, because
Mhm.
Black Widow just kind of felt like a very it was just missing a lot for being like a COVID movie, especially like with us kind of being disparaged because we already know what happens to
Mm.
Black Widow at the end of the day, so our heart's not really in it when we're watching it.
Yeah, again,
But
the Cliff Ambience movie.
Mm.
but yeah, like I thought Bob was really cool. I thought the dialogue was really good. I thought the ending or the third act could have been a little bigger in scale with how they handled things, or I guess, but in all honesty, I had a pretty good time with it. Derek, I know you love this movie. You want to talk
Uh,
about that?
Yeah,
yeah,
you
I think
adore it, dude.
I kind of want to rectify, because me and Cade and Frank have talked about this movie a bit in our MCU ranking video, which you can also check out. And I feel like listening
W
back to that
plug.
episode, yep, I feel like listening back to that episode, I feel like I didn't really even like my opinion on the movies kind of like changed like since then. But I even feel like then I didn't really like uh execute like my opinion on the movie as clear as I realized. Because I think I said like how I didn't like how the movie like kind of felt like mean spirited, which that wasn't like my issue with the movie. Um, but yeah, I've kind of like gone not all over the place, but like I I did rewatch the movie recently because they just dropped it on Disney Plus,
Mhm.
and it was very interesting because rewatching the first act, I feel like I understood way more like what this movie was. Just because I like really tried to pay attention to uh, a lot of the decisions that they make in this movie. And one, it made me realize that the movie actually does have a really strong foundation of like what it wants to do with like, yeah, like this team of D-listers like left in this post Endgame world of the MCU where like everything like sucks now, and like they're just kind of like left to their own devices, and this freaking ex CIA directors like trying to make things worse for everybody. So I think there is a lot of stuff that I think the MCU has done. Surprisingly to me, like I know like everyone like hates on the multiverse saga, but I think like this movie does a good job of illustrating like everything that's been happening the last two phases. Like now, like things are just gonna get worse now because it's like just doing whatever she wants. Like the government's not able to stop her. Like this is like out of
Mhm.
control. I actually like really love the first act of this movie now. Like I think like it does a really good job of like reintroducing these characters, and setting the stakes for like what kind of movie this is going to be. Like it's a much more like introspective movie where we like meet our characters at the beginning. But then my problem comes like as the movie transpires, because I feel like it, like I don't know if something that happened like behind the scenes or like with rewrites or whatever, but it's like the movie like severely feels like it loses focus after like the really strong first act. And I think a good way to illustrate that is with the character of Bucky, because I feel like this movie does not know what they want to do with him. It's interesting like where we see him now in this movie, where like he's like a congressman now, and it's kind of like, I guess like the idea of like after Falcon and Winter Soldier, where it's like, okay, like I'm done like being the Winter Soldier, like good or bad. I just like want to like put all that behind me, and I just maybe like, get into politics. And like obviously that's not working good for him. And I think about that scene that he has when he's on the phone with Mel, Val's assistant, and like how he's like she talks about like, oh, like I remember like when the Avengers came to save everyone when I was in high school and everything, and it's like it just feels like there's like no heroes anymore. And like Bucky's like, well, like maybe like we can be the heroes that can fight for those that no one else could. Yeah, Nick Fury, okay, whatever. And it's like, okay, then like maybe it's like Bucky realizing, okay, like I can't be, if I can't like solve people's problems like by getting into politics, like maybe I should just go back to my Winter Soldier days and help out. And then like I don't know, like I feel like after that it's just like the movie feels like he's doing stuff now because the script told him to, like, oh, look at Bucky, he's so cool on the bike and he's saving the other characters. And then like he like goes on this whole thing about like, oh, like giving people a second chance, and it's like, but like yeah, like it's, I guess it makes sense in the context of the movie, like these people specifically because they worked for Val, and like it's like, oh, I've been there before. It's like, yeah, you know, second chance and all that stuff. But at the same time, it's like the only one you really know here is John Walker, and that kind of makes sense because it's like, okay, like taking on the Flag Smashers at the end of Falcon and Winter Soldier, okay, that makes sense. You want to like you see the good that he can do, and like maybe like there's more to him than like the empty promises given to him. But like with everyone else, like Yelena and Red Guardian and Ghost, it's like you don't know who these people are. It's like in within the context of the MCU, it's like what, like, and when you're hearing how dangerous Project Sentry is, like why are you not going to Sam or anybody else like about this? And there probably is a reason for that, and maybe that's what Doomsday will get into. But it's like even like in the context, like what this movie within itself, it's like story wise, I don't get like why is this choice made. It just feels like, oh, it's there just because he's cool and he has to be with this team because the script told him to, and that's it. And you know what, that's fine. Like it, like MCU movies that have never had strong stories to begin with, so like, you know, that's fine. Like, but is at least the execution good? And the answer for me still is no. Like I don't think, even just like on a pure like action and like character level, like this movie still doesn't reach the levels that even like early MCU movies do, where it's like, yeah, the story's not great, but like these characters are endearing, that's why you watch them. It's like I'm just tired of all the snark and sarcasm of the MCU. Like I what happened to people criticizing the that just happened humor, because that's all Thunderbolts is. It's like from start to finish, it's just that kind of humor all the way through. But everyone thought like, oh, this was amazing, and it's like, I mean, that's fine if you enjoy it, you know, that's fine. But it's like I thought we like moved past this. And with the next movie that they release, it's like if you let the writers and director cook, like they can go beyond that and deliver something really special. So it's like, why are we settling for this? We don't gotta settle for this. Like I don't know.
Well, I don't even think it even like sells so much on just snarky I hate you humor. It's meant to cement that they are usually just by themselves as like their own kind of person, and I feel like this kind of leads into their frustration of like, this is them trying to get the second chance, but much like a lot of studios with characters like these, they just throw them out, and that's what Val was literally going to do with all of them. They were all loose ends.
Yeah.
They wanted to find a new purpose, and they were all frustrated with the fact that they were just, to them, a loose end. And I feel like Bucky, wasn't Bucky told like this is where they're
Yeah, because Mel told
housing
him
the Sentry Project, which was talked
Yeah.
about in the and that's why I went to get him. And I think wasn't he given wrong information that the 5 of them were like the big weapon, or that they had the big weapon and that's why he found them?
No, what?
Yeah, or they were trying to steal it or all that.
No, what
Yeah.
the deal was is that Val wanted
Which,
to
for
get
context for viewers, the last time I saw Thunderbolts was in theaters like
right.
5 months ago, 6 months ago. So I'm really
And-
I'm
and
trying
then-
to use the most context as possible and still defend.
Yeah, with what Val wanted to do was, like you said, tie up loose ends by saying, "Hey guys, there's information here, and someone's trying to steal it. You go kill this one person," and they always change the target of that person, so it's 4 people trying to kill each other, and then either they kill one of them, they all kill each other except for one person, and that one person gets cooked. That's the general plan. But only one person dies, and they're still in the marketing. Like, it's insane to me on that level.
No, I understand.
Ladies and
I
gentlemen,
understood that
the
plan.
Task Maniac, we rise up. The Task Maniac, we rise up, dude. We rise up. We rise up.
I just
Listen, I'm still fucking so mad over how they did Taskmaster in this series, man. Only to just like throw him away in this movie, I think pissed me off even more because there was still a chance they could have saved this character. They could have at least made her a character, and no, they just took Taskmaster, one of the funniest and like coolest concepts for a hero
it was
in comics, and they just wasted it.
It was beyond repair ever since Black Widow.
I guess so.
It was.
But yeah, Cade, if you could remember, like, what was Bucky being sent out to do? Because wasn't he just chasing him because he thought that they had the big weapon?
No, the reason why Bucky was chasing them was because Mel had her
told him that they were
he was tracking her phone. She asked him to track her phone, and then see, they don't really talk about it, but you can only assume that he like saw things were happening out there in the desert, and then saw this big fucking like car chase happening. He's like, I'm gonna go over there and see what's going on over there. And
that just helped Derek's point.
Yeah, that's one thing I will say, is that some of the writing is like, especially with Bucky, it's just like Like, I do like how they handle him in the beginning, where
Bucky was put in just to like get butts in seats. Like, Bucky's the big guy.
Put
they
butts
want
in
to get
seats.
to get like the MCU gooners, like all the girls who are like, "Oh my god, I love Bucky Barnes," and I love Bucky Barnes too. Sebastian Stan, please kiss me.
I do appreciate Sebastian Stan, Bucky being in this group, because he is like the poster child of being used by bigger, higher powers, even though he doesn't really want to, and like he's trying to find a second chance of like being a better, like actually serving a purpose beyond just hiding behind the seat in like a big government. And that was my big takeaway, like, of, hey, I really want to help out the best I can after being used by the government. Maybe I shouldn't be in the government. And like actually do stuff on my own volition and actually be an Avenger and make my own decisions. Which, by the way, we'll get here, but I fucking hate that they changed the title of this movie. It was the dumbest gimmick ever, and they couldn't even wait like 2 weeks before doing it.
Yeah,
Hard,
I do
agree.
I do agree. I will say, I do like how they reveal it in the movie itself. Not like with the credits or anything, that's stupid, but I like how Val uses it as a scapegoat to basically not get taken away. She's like, press conference, and then they walk through the drapes. It's like, your new Avengers, and like, shit.
Yeah, it's her get out of jail free card there.
Yeah, they're like, well, shit.
This is a really weird take on the film. Personally, I really like it, but I was thinking about this, especially after Derek was talking about some of like the D-listers, and you guys kept mentioning the word D-listers. The thing that makes this movie weird is that you know, a couple of years down the line, since the whole TV project didn't pan out, you know this movie would have never gotten made.
Oh, yeah.
And this feels like this feels like a commentary a little bit on Marvel's TV thing. Like, I don't think that is the intention. But if I look way too deep into this movie to the point that I'm up its own throat, I can see the fact that this movie feels like a commentary on how Marvel treated its TV experiment, where it wants to take these characters that nobody gave a shit about and just want to chuck them out, and they're sitting there being like, guys, we actually matter. We matter in this universe, in the greater universe of the MCU. We are the key, and we matter. because like anything with the TV stuff, like bombed in their face. They did the Falcon and Winter Soldier thing with Brave New World, and that didn't do super hot. The Marvels had like Miss Marvel as a huge character, and that we all know how that turned out.
Yep, because Secret
And
Invasion and Miss Marvel definitely did
Thunderbolts,
numbers.
yeah, and Thunderbolts is the freak accident where they got it. I don't want to say right.
They
Well, they
did the
didn't
best
get
they
it right,
could.
but I like the movie personally. They did a really damn good job
Yeah.
with it personally. Also, this movie is shot like a real film
Yes.
and not since oh shoot, what is the other one that is shot like a real film? Oh, I can't remember what it is. One that actually isn't constantly saturated to the point of making me
Wakanda
want to
Forever.
throw up. Bingo. It's not since Wakanda Forever has an MCU movie looked like a real movie. And because you can kind of tell when Marvel like colors its films.
Mm.
And we'll get to that
Or
when we
actually
talk about
Guardians
Superman,
3.
because I
Guardians.
hate I no, that still had it.
Oh.
We'll get to that with Superman, because I freaking hate the color scheme of Superman. But we'll get to there. What I mean is that this movie is shot like an actual film,
Mm.
and I like that. Except for the post-credit scene, you can tell when the Russos got their grubby, fat, electric state fingers all over it, and they were
Yeah.
like, "Let's make the movie saturated and look like it's entirely in full screen and
I mean,
garbage."
as someone who doesn't like the Winter Soldier movie, I honestly prefer the more saturated look of comic book movies, especially since like we're entering like what seems to be a very Silver Age inspired era for the genre. I don't know. I like how it looks compared to stuff like this.
I feel like that
I don't
post-credit
know. I
scene.
think it worked for me.
That post-credit scene, I will say, left me with more questions than anything, which I guess is the point. But like, it doesn't like solve any issues with like the whole Avengers name. It was kind of a discussion that like we didn't really need to address. They're the new Avengers, and you can kind of save
really
that for
think-
later.
I don't really think that was the point. I think the point was just to like tease what the next movie is. This is a personal story, but when I was leaving the theater, it was me and the other Sebastian. He was the one really who dragged me to see this movie. He was texted me and was like, "Jordan, do you want to see this?" And I'd never seen any of the other films that these characters were from, except for Ant-Man and the Wasp. I never saw Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I never saw Black Widow. Black Widow feels like a Phase 2 movie written in Phase 4. I do not like Phase 2, but whatever. I don't like early Phase 2. But whatever.
Yeah.
But like the thing about that is that I saw it, and there was this fat guy who was right outside the theater who was talking to one of his friends on the phone, and he was like, "This movie didn't connect to the greater Marvel movies, except for the characters of the Fantastic Four showing up in the background." And I'm like, "Buddy, isn't that what you guys wanted? You guys wanted stuff to like be more standalone. What do you want? Wah wah, pistachio and all that." I've said it a million times. I don't like pistachio. Then why did you ask for it? But that is really what some of the stuff about Thunderbolts is. People were like, "I wish it was connected to the Marvel movies more." Shut up. Shut up.
The Thunderbolts
I don't care.
is a Black Widow sequel. I'm sorry, it is.
Yeah.
And
honestly, it connects very well to everything else. Honestly, like all things considered, like I think it's a very nice like way to end Phase 5. I think actually, like it's like even someone like me who's not the biggest fan of the movie, I will say that like I think like Thunderbolts is actually like a pretty interesting way to cap off this chunk of the story. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. I just love the lead-in of with leading into Doomsday. This is like they're the Avengers, but they're not perfect. Like they got their ass king.
But that's another thing too. Maybe this will be the last thing, but it's like I think like why I feel so empty with Thunderbolts is because this story's not finished yet. Like this, like there's more that we need to see. But the problem is that the next big movie is Doomsday. And we're not going to spend any more time. Like, we need to spend more time with these characters. It's the same issue I had with Phase 3. back in the day, where it's like, okay, yes, Civil War happens at the beginning of Phase 3, and like a few things happen here and there, but it's like the Avengers are already split up, and they were only a thing for like 2 or 3 years. It's like now they're split apart. It's like I wanted to spend more time with them, and now Thunderbolts is the same thing. It's like they're the new Avengers, but like they're probably all gonna blow up next year. So like I just wanted to spend more time with them.
And then you blow up.
And before like everyone on the new
I-
Avengers survives. That would
I
piss
mention something
off
about-
that would piss
no-
off Doctor Doom fans so hard if everyone in New Avengers survived.
That should be the twist. Nobody does.
Yeah.
Nobody. Doctor Doom sucks.
Wham. Doctor Doom sucks.
Yeah. But
What were you saying, Jordan?
I was gonna say, can I complain about something about Doomsday real quick? This
Yeah.
is really niche, but I hate that recently Ryan Reynolds posted that like Deadpool thing on the, don't put Deadpool in this. Don't
Too late.
take him away.
Yeah.
They
too
they
late.
need
Put
that
him
billion.
away
They
from
haven't.
this.
You know what we need? Ryan
It's
Reynolds.
that- Have you guys seen that meme of the of like Obama with like the cans, and it's like the cow that is purely milked, and
Yeah.
he's just like, "Good morning, sunshine." That's Marvel with
Uh-huh.
Deadpool right now.
Yeah.
The only one to make $1 billion between like No Way Home in 2021 all the way to now, only one movie made $1 billion, and
Yeah.
that was Deadpool. So I mean, it's like you need your Avenger movie to make $1 billion. Like there you go. There it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, put the red guy in it.
Put the right guy that's funny in it. He's not gonna be funny.
Oh, and with Thunderbolts, I'm going to talk about something else I like. I like that the score is good. The score is some of the best like score I've seen for the MCU.
It is really good, actually.
This
yeah.
could help. This could help, like the fact that I am huge into Sunlux, both their scores and their actual music. I love Sunlux. If any of you freakazoids who listen to this show follow me on Instagram, you know that I have a weird obsession with techno people doing scores, and that's what this was. I wish it went a little farther into like the weird tech crap. Like it just sounded stranger. But I think between this and Deadpool and Wolverine and the movie we will be talking about soon with Fantastic Foreskin, the movie Marvel has been like fixing their problem with having just kind of boring scores. Because I felt like unless Goranson's in the booth, the score is just kind of whatever. Am I wrong in saying that, or what do you guys think?
Yeah, that's been an issue of homogenized scores since Mr. Zimmer rose to popularity within the industry. But that's neither here nor there.
I forget how much you hate Hans Zimmer. I forget how much you don't like him.
The Fantastic Foreskin, the first circumcision.
No.
Why is that? Do you see what you guys ruined? We had like 2 perfect segues and you ruined it. And now this is what we get.
Wait, are we going to talk about Superman before?
Yeah, let's talk about Superman.
Superman beforehand.
I cleaned your boots. I'll go get them for you.
Yeah, let's talk Superman. My personal favorite movie of the entire year.
It's a really good like step forward.
Jordan wants to be different.
Jordan's like Jordan has his arms crossed and is just like, I don't like that.
No. Why does everybody think this?
Jordan's a
oh my god.
Wait, is
The
Jordan a
colors are
Zionist
too
confirmed?
bright in this movie. I do not like it.
Is Jordan
I
not
am
a
secretly a Zack Snyder fan.
Oh my god.
He rips the shirt off. He rips off a release of Snyder Cut shirt.
Guys, shut up. You give one film 4 stars and you never live it down.
I
Oh
have
my
it 4
god.
stars, and I
No,
like it a
no,
lot.
I think Superman's good. I just think I don't know, didn't click with me as much as everyone else did. Don't get me wrong, I think it's really good. I think it's a great first step in this experiment,
Mhm.
but I do think this movie does have problems.
Yeah,
Oh,
what would those
yeah.
Personally.
problems be?
You are just what you have your finger, Kate, I can hear it in your voice. You have your finger on the trigger. You are ready to like pounce as soon as I talk about this.
No, I understand the
Okay.
movie has problems, but yeah, go ahead.
Here's my biggest problem. It's called the pacing.
Yeah,
Slow
I've heard that one a
down.
lot. Yeah.
Holy
I've seen
crap.
the movie 4 times. I don't think the pacing's really an issue. I'll be completely honest. I think it's
Same.
very well paced.
What makes you say
I
that?
thought the same, yeah.
I
What
think
makes you say that?
well, the way the movie constructs itself, like I understand on first viewing, because even like when I watched the
Mhm.
first time, I kind of felt like, okay, yeah, like this is kind of is like moving like at a breakneck speed. But like each time I watch it, it's like you understand more like the kind of movie that Gunn is crafting here, and like the deliberate choices that he makes when it comes to the sequence of like this whole week, because that's like the foundation of like what kind of movie he wanted to make. And even there's a whole thing about how they cut out the like the day of the week like titles like for each part of the movie.
Did you guys
But
see the
like
version of it?
it's
Put it back in.
The days
I've
of
seen a
Someone
few fan
edited that.
edits.
Yeah, I think it should have stuck in, but whatever, what do I know?
But yeah, like
Sorry.
it does feel like a bunch of like like no nonsense like going in, like all this like stuff happening with like Lex Luthor's plan throughout the movie and how that unfolds, plus like Superman just like trying to deal with this geopolitical issue on top of like managing like his own like interpersonal relationships. Like it does feel like a lot, but I think like when you like break the movie down and like see like specifically like where each aspect of the movie introduces itself and like how it fleshes out throughout the runtime, I think it's a very well paced movie. Like I when it comes to Gunn's more like recent outings, I would say this is like, to me, felt like a more like a better paced movie than like Guardians 3, for example, which I also like really love that movie too. But I think
Mhm.
that one kind of felt like a victim of like too many ideas, and like this is like the last one he's gonna do with Marvel, and it's like, okay, things kind of got a bit uneven. But I feel with Superman, just like having this fresh start in this new universe, I think he did a really good job not only establishing what this universe could be and like like the endless possibilities of it, but also just like at its core telling a really genuine and emotional story. And I think like for me, like that's like the ultimate contrast between this and Thunderbolts, with like both movies. Like both movies, like yeah, you can like argue about like issues like personal like issues with like the plot or like characters or whatever, but for me, like when it comes to these movies, like what it boils down to is like how well can the director sell the emotion of like whatever movie they want to make. And I think that this movie succeeds better than any other movie in the genre this year at giving a movie that's supposed to inspire hope in people and just give like not only like just be like a really fun movie, but also just tell like have a really great message. And like even if it can seem cheesy and dorky, like it wears its heart in its sleeve, and it's like this is like what the movie is, like whether you like it or not, as opposed to like how a lot of Marvel's recent outings just kind of feel like we're trying to like appease as many people as possible, like get as much like mass appeal kind of artificially in some ways, arguably. And I think that's why this one just clicked like way more for me than like a lot of stuff, not even from Marvel, just like DC or whoever else, just like what we've gotten the last decade in the genre. And I think this is like the warm reception to this, I hope this like makes a new trajectory for the genre going forward, that we don't have to settle for like these big massive like mass appeal movies and can have more like thoughtful and emotional movies like this.
I see this movie and I just appreciate how it's just like a studio going like, okay, James Gunn, we trust you. Approaches however you want it. And like he is like, I feel like it is a bloated movie for like the first outing in a universe, but I feel like this is a necessary thing that you gotta kind of do, because you can't really start small anymore with something like this. Like we already know about superheroes. You don't need to like kind of clue us into what's happening or who a character is. Just drop us into a universe. Heroes exist. We are gonna have the brief like opening. It's like 300 years ago superheroes became a thing, and now like this is his third year as Superman. That's all we need.
I've seen people complain about that wall of text in the beginning, And I get their point because they made the point of, well, you should show Superman losing the fight rather than him crashing. Like, show him like showing up, being Superman, and losing the fight. And like you still have like the text show up like and like all this stuff saying that, and like but like remove it like 3 minutes ago, this is the first time Superman lost his fight or whatever. Like people were like kind of saying like that, and I get it, but at the same time, I think if you have something slow to just like read and get the context, so that way you have a minute to like kind of for the popcorn munchers, be like, okay, we get it, all right, and then you read that, it's like, ooh, that's a nice twist, and then boom, crash. All right, you're in the movie.
It's like the original Star Wars. Like you get the
Yeah.
block of text, and you see the blockade
yeah,
running.
like
It's
honestly, I
this
disagree with
massive
the
ship.
statement.
Yes. Yeah.
I disagree with the statement of showing like, oh, they should show the full fight. It's like they're literally throwing you into what's happening. Like you don't. There is no definitive like start of the movie. It is throwing you into Superman getting his ass kicked and getting back up.
Yeah, well, he didn't
immediately
really.
starting out of who he is.
He didn't really kick Superman's ass.
He sent his ass to. He sent his ass to Antarctica.
Mm-hmm.
He had the
Welcome
heel
to the Himalayas.
Snow cone.
But no, and
I
I think it's a really good way to start of just like, yep, this is just an average day for Superman. He got his ass kicked, but he's gonna go to Fortress of Solitude, establish that, and immediately get back into the fight. And you get to see half of that. You get to see what's going on.
Mhm.
And like who like kicked his ass, how the fight continues, and he does lose.
Yeah.
Still, like because I feel like if it starts with him showing up triumphantly and then getting his ass kicked, I felt like the audience would be like, oh, then why should we care then? But it shows immediately at the beginning he does get his ass kicked, but he gets back into the fight. He just recharges for a bit and he gets back, and I feel
Right.
like that's an amazing establishment of this Superman. He's still frail, but he's powerful, but he's still like is not perfect. He's not an all powerful god. Like
Yeah.
he has limits, but he doesn't care. He's gonna get back into it and try to save as much as he can.
Yeah.
I think this is a perfect way. Like even with the wall of text, like that. This isn't about the hero showing up 300 years ago. We're just letting you know that happened. We'll probably eventually get to a tale like that of the first like
Wonder
the
Woman.
first like the first being showing up. But this isn't about that. It's his 30-year Superman. You're gonna learn about that, and that's it.
Mm.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I had a really good time with Superman. I think everyone played their part incredibly well in just establishing Superman's life. I loved the very beginning with Ma and Pa Ken calling on the phone, like FaceTiming, and I felt that was like a beautiful, genuine showing of like how much he likes his parents and like how loving they are of him. And I think that was just something we haven't really seen in a while, at least ever since like Superman 78.
Pa says, "Don't be a stranger." It's like, yeah, that's something
Amen.
that like your parents, especially if they're like older like them, that's something that would happen.
Yeah.
It's very endearing. I'm sorry to cut you off, Jordan. I know you have something to say. I just want to say I love the message of this movie so fucking much. Like, holy shit. It was that easy, Snyder. It was that easy to make a Superman likable. How are you sorry, it's more of a tangent on Zack Snyder and why he's honestly a bad director, and I hate all Snyder bros that are trying to bash this movie because it's literally Superman. This is the most accurate Superman we have had in a long time. It really is. The movie's maybe not your cup of tea, and that's fine. I get it.
Yeah.
Not every Superman movie is gonna be. This Superman movie is not gonna be everyone's cup of tea, and that's fine. But you cannot deny that there is nothing, that this is not a special step in the right direction for the character of Superman in this new universe. This is something like just clicked. Everything just started to click together. This is probably one of the best Lex Luthors we've had with Nicholas Hoult. This is one of the best Lois Lanes we've had in a long time. And it's just like so much, and it can get weird. The movie can get weird with it, with like the monster and the Justice Gang and everything. Like the movie is not afraid to get weird, and that's good because if you take a superhero saga and a superhero franchise too seriously, it's going to bog down when you get to weird things. It is. It's gonna look bad.
But Cade,
Yes.
does Superman have aura in this movie?
Oh my god, he has so much aura. It's crazy. Nothing
Checkmate, Snyder Bros.
Nothing beats anything in the Snyderverse is beaten by that one shot of him with the smoke all around him and the sun shining with the Superman theme. That is like peak.
But you don't understand. Like thousands of people didn't die for that shot.
Nobody
so how could you take
died.
it seriously.
No.
And this is what I like. He can still be cool. He can still be badass, but he could be a dork and he could save people and he can want to prioritize being like good.
He's a really big dork and I love it. Superman should be a dork.
He's a lovable oaf.
He says
is an
golly.
oaf.
One of the first things he says is golly, and I love it. I love this guy. I want to
He's a
hang out
Boy
with this
Scout.
guy.
Yeah. And I like that he's insecure. I like that he gets like eaten up by things. He's not stoic and he's not Henry Cavill who looks at like who like sees millions of people getting collapsed in a building and just looks at like,
Just
I
stoically
see.
like shakes his head like, man. It's like an Ice Cube in War of the Worlds reaction there.
It's just like you can have him be quippy. You can have him fight giant like axolotl monsters.
It's
and you
so
can have him.
good.
You can have scenes of him like saving squirrels, and you can have him dealing with Crypto, which I think Crypto is handled really well. I think he's a fun sidekick character. It's really nice to see how he bounces off of Superman and like Superman just dealing with that bullshit, and like he's a bad dog. I think that's really fun. He is a misbehaved dog, and that can cause a lot of like comedy and a lot of like questions of just like, should he really be around things? Should he be a super dog?
I will say I have one note with that with Crypto. I think Crypto is great 99% of the time. I don't think he should have went after Lex Luthor at the end there. I think it should have ended with Superman telling off Lex Luthor and then boom, he gets arrested. Like having him get dragged around kind of like brings down the character of Lex Luthor and kind of ends it on a joke, which is just like But yeah, that's my only realistic critique of the movie. Is bringing down Lex Luthor as a character, which is crazy because Lex Luthor is probably like one of the best characters in this entire movie. Anyways, so Jordan, give us your opinion here.
I'm sorry to get you guys all riled up. Jeez.
No, you're good, man. I was gonna get riled up anyway with this movie.
I like Superman, but I can tell that I don't know. I know you guys said the pacing isn't like an issue, but for me, I wasn't a big fan of how I saw it twice.
Mm-hmm.
3 times actually. No, 3 times. I saw it 3 times and I don't know. The pacing sometimes feels a little too quick. Like I wish it would slow down a few times. Also, I don't know if this is just a me thing, but I am really weird about movies having too many characters. And I feel like this movie kind of had just a smidge too many characters that they wanted to give screen time to. And I mean, I don't know. I wish there were less people that they tried to focus on at the Daily Planet, but I get why they did that. And I like Jimmy Olsen. I'm glad they had Jimmy Olsen in there and had him screw around and do silly stuff. I like how blank checky this movie feels, how they're willing to just kind of do whatever they want. Where they can just throw dumb ideas out there, like have the disgusting Great Kazoo Baby, or Scary Tree Man, or have Lex Luthor play friggin' Russian roulette with the one guy who sold Superman food one time.
Yeah.
In the same movie where they have one of those really shitty like garage opening jokes where it's like, I can't get a bigger garage. That stunk. I'm sorry. I hate those jokes.
Yeah.
But no, I like this movie. I like how weird and strange and off the wall the decisions are. I am a sucker for when comic book movies just kind of do whatever they want and be silly and be weird and try weird things. I don't know. I still think this is good. I just think that if this movie was like a hinge more longer, like if this movie was like 2 hours 15, if they just like
Mm.
added a little bit more time or something,
Mm.
I would be cool with it. But until then, I think this movie is a really good step forward.
Yeah.
Cut the Supergirl part out. I I I am not gonna see
Ooh.
Supergirl just because I'm not sure. What? What are you booing me for?
What's wrong with Supergirl?
Yeah.
Jordan hates teases, that's why. Even though it's not
Jordan,
really even that, it still works in
Jordan
and of
hates
itself.
women.
Don't hate
Whoa. Whoa.
well, okay. Let's just
Oh,
hope
I'm
people
saying
don't find
it.
my truth. Let's just hope people don't find my truth social account. But I don't hate women, man. I think women are epic, awesome sauce. But I don't like when movies tease things at the end. I think it's really annoying.
Mm.
I've gotten tired of that. Um, but maybe that's just me slowly becoming like the party pooper. I've become the grouch. The dynamic has shifted.
Now, I can kind of get the Supergirl thing. I think what really it serves, it explains why Crypto is the way he is.
Exactly. It's just to pay off the joke. That's it.
It pays off a joke, and
Like,
and
if
also
we never
it also does
if we never got a
introduce
Supergirl movie,
Yeah.
it still would have worked.
Yeah. It does also set up Supergirl's character as like a very different character to what you expect with her in her stories. So it kind of like teases like her character herself being like this more like, I will say I kind of wish they didn't like expositoried it where it's like she goes to Red Sun planets because we can get drunk there. It's just like just have her she just goes off and parties, like just something like vague like that, and that's fine. But again, that's just like a little nitpick.
One thing I am hoping for, I hope Supergirl is more like across the galaxy rather than just staying on Earth.
That's what I'm getting the
happens.
vibe of.
Yeah.
If Lobo's gonna be in it, probably.
That's gonna be sick. Jason Momoa was
Also-
cast, right?
Yes, he is officially
Yes.
Lobo.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
He's also officially
my-
Blanca in the Street Fighter movie, which is crazy.
Jason Momoa has the weirdest like career trajectory, but weirdly enough, he's probably more successful than Henry Cavill.
I mean, he was also in Minecraft, so.
Henry Cavill is just getting
Hang on.
stuck in
Hang on.
projects that
Can
like
we
he's
talk
too
about Minecraft
passionate
soon?
about.
Yes. Wait. I know
Oh
this
my
is a game
God.
like kind of long, but like, please, you guys didn't talk about it
Jump
last.
into
Okay.
it.
Yeah, let's
into it
jump into
now.
Minecraft.
Okay, hang on.
I
Forget
love
Fantastic
Minecraft.
Four. It's Minecraft time.
They want me to fight the chicken?
Chicken jockey.
I unironically love Minecraft. Like Minecraft has like introduced like a new love and passion for movies for me that I didn't think was possible. I used to be like angry and grouchy all the time before that beautiful masterpiece. I feel people are probably thinking I'm being ironic, but like no, like I genuinely mean it. I had a fantastic time watching Minecraft twice. Great movie.
Dude, honestly, like, I didn't know what to expect with Minecraft because it was in a weird space of like people were watching it for the meme of it. People were like defacing theater lobbies for the meme of it.
That was
and,
a
like, there was
wild
such a
time,
weird-
man.
It was a wild time. That was like 3 months ago.
Yeah.
But like it was. I don't think I ever had a desire to see it because ever since the first trailer came out, people were gonna fucking hate it. It would not get a break no matter what they did. So all this, everything comes around. Like I think Jordan sees it first, then Derek, then I think Cade saw
No,
it, and then I
no,
finally saw it.
I never saw it in theaters. I watched it on Max.
No, yeah, you saw it on Max, and then I saw it on Max.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And I was getting so many different reactions to it, of just what people thought, and then I finally watched it. I thought it was pretty good. I had a really fun time with it. Can it be really annoying
Yeah.
Yes. Can it be really bad when Jack Black's on screen? Is this probably one of his worst roles of all time?
No.
No.
No,
Dude!
no,
Oh my god, I
no.
cannot stand Jack Black in this movie.
He's the best part of this entire movie.
then
It's the
say
only
it,
reason.
Miyagi.
He tries so hard to be a meme.
My
And it can
God,
only
dude.
go so far.
If
He makes
Steve's Love
a
a Chicken
stupid-
doesn't get nominated for an Oscar for Best Original Song, then what are we doing here?
He makes a stupid,
The
like,
riot.
small mouth smile every time he's on screen. I hate it.
My diamonds.
Dude, he's just having a good time. Dude, he's just. That's the thing about this movie. I gave it 3 stars, but to be honest, it's more like a 3.5. I genuinely think this film, for all of its faults, has so much like passion put into it. Because this movie is dumb, but it knows it's dumb. And it wants to have the greatest time with itself. I was thinking about this watching it again. Jared Hess being the director, usually with this movie, this would have been the easiest like check job of his entire life. He
Mhm.
came in, directed a few scenes, handed it over to the VFX people and left. But this movie's got his weird, stationary, strange dialogue all over it. Like how everybody delivers their lines like they're on a completely separate wavelength.
They're all.
That was the thing in like Nacho Libre or like Napoleon Dynamite, where everyone feels like they're in a completely different film. And that's what it feels like. Sure, there's like main issues, like they have no idea what to do with the female characters, so they make them disappear for a while the movie becomes a sausage fest.
Yeah.
The movie genuinely still kind of rocks in a way where I don't know. It it's dumb and it knows that it is. Derek, is that am I kind of making sense, or is that not
Yes,
why you like it?
but like I think that's true, but it doesn't use its stupidity as an excuse to be lazy. Because I still feel like, and
That's what I think, yeah.
I feel like nobody else is like on the same wavelength as me. It's like I feel like there's like an earnestness to the movie. Like yeah, it's stupid. Like obviously it's gonna be stupid. It's a freaking multi-billion-dollar movie about freaking Minecraft. But I feel like despite that, like I feel like Hess still used the movie as like a chance to just like tell a story about like I know it's like kind of cliche and like people say it's stupid, yeah, but like the whole like not fitting in thing, but then like using like creativity as like an outlet. But like I don't know, I thought it was endearing. I still like despite all the memes and jokes and chicken jockeys and Flint and Steel, like, I still think like I walked away still feeling like this was like a movie that like still like wanted to be something good. And even if it isn't like
Yeah.
like it was never gonna be high art, it's not freaking cinema, but like it wants to entertain its audience, and it feels much more like it feels happy to do with it compared to like a lot of other like IP based movies like this. So it's like I don't know, I respect that a lot about it, and I had fun.
I remember you, Derek, telling me specifically, like, Jared Hess's directing comes out, like, somehow in a movie that seems so unlike a Jared Hess project.
Mm-hmm.
And then I watched
Yeah.
it, and, like, is it weird to say the first 20 minutes were probably my favorite part of the movie?
Yeah,
'Cause it
yeah.
it was a small scale, like, town setting, and I loved it so much. And I love the premise of just, like, this was, like, one of my favorite jokes in the movie of just, like, what can you do? I could build a jetpack. Prove it. And it just immediately cuts to him building it.
Yeah.
And it's just like, this
I've
is the
seen-
vibe I like.
That's the thing. I didn't watch this movie like at a nighttime showing, like when people threw like popcorn and everything. Like I watched this like during the day where it was mostly just like kids and families, and like everyone like unironically had a good time with it. Like no one like being rude or like yelling or throwing chickens. Like it was just like people just had a good time with the movie because I think the movie
It is
itself
like
is still
heartwarming.
genuinely
Like
good.
when Jason Momoa came back from the dead, I fucking was cheering. I fucking pumped my fist up and everything. Like it has a weird way of like making these characters endearing, and it like comes from a place of like true like happiness and joy in a movie because of just like I like how they did like the Technoblade reference because the lead actor was a fan of the games and like he told Jared Hess like, hey, it would be really cool if we had a tribute to him.
Was it
Like
the little
it's
boy?
like Yeah, and it's like so endearing.
Okay.
No, it was Jason Momoa.
Jason
But
Momoa
it's
spends
like-
all his time.
Stop it,
They had to explain to
Koopas.
Jason Momoa. They had to explain to Jason Momoa that Sky Does Minecraft would not be in this movie, and he's like, "What? Why?" Yeah, because they wouldn't put the wife abuser in this film.
No, but yeah, but everything genuinely has a tinge of like it could be a little cringe at points, but it's like it comes from a place of like goofiness and sincerity that it actually genuinely feels like Minecraft is just about having fun and being creative, and like it's just like there's a weird like, is it corporate? Yes, but there's like a weird like tinge of like heart into it, and just like having fun.
It doesn't feel like Mojang came to
sorry.
Jared Hess and Warner Bros. And be like, you have to make this movie exactly the way we want it to. Like that's what I liked about it. Like I rather this than like I know people wanted, including myself. Like when the movie was announced and everything, and then we found it was going to be live action, I was kind of like, oh well, I think it would have been better if it was an animated movie that was like some like adventure that takes place like within the realm of Minecraft and is like very like lore accurate and all this kind of stuff. But like now that we got this like weird movie, it's like I'm glad we got this instead, because like I don't know if like an authentic animated Minecraft movie would actually be any good. Really, it would just be like fine maybe, but like nothing like interesting. It would just be like what you expect it to be.
They should have made the movie in Machinima. No,
Is it
okay.
weird to say? You go.
Sorry. Speaking of
No,
graphics,
you go.
can we talk about how unironically good the VFX in
Dude,
this movie
dude.
is?
Yeah, they were
I was just about to
bad.
talk about.
They're
I like
good.
how. I like,
kept-
yeah, can it be awkward for like the livestock? Yeah, but I love how the zombies look. I love how the
Mhm.
skeletons look. I like weirdly how the wolves look. I think all
Yeah,
the
and they're
mobs are
still
handled really
practical
good.
sets.
Yes,
Like, a lot of the environments they were built like to be for
they're
the movie.
props. They're
All the
practical
props look
with
great.
Practical sets. Like there's still like
This is a
care
weird.
put into this.
This is a strange comparison, but I compared the VFX to this movie to something like Detective Pikachu, where it took these like really easy to make characters, like super simple sprites and all that, and textured them to make them look as good as. I mean, there's a couple ones that don't look great. I will never
The
get over how
llama.
the zombies look. I don't like that they gave them elbows. I think they look really gross.
I felt like that leads into it. I love the zombies the most because it looks so uncanny. That's just me.
But for every like weird one, the freaking villagers, I don't know why people were
The
complaining
villagers.
about them. I think the villagers look great. By
I
the
think-
way, Jennifer Coolidge,
Hmm,
peak.
The side
Jennifer
plot.
Coolidge was peak in this film. I like
With
that they
my
got one of the
dream-
main
I'm sorry, I
developers to cameo in that scene. That they
I'm
got
sorry,
Jeb to
I'm sorry,
cameo
I-
in that scene.
I'm sorry, I hate you with my Jeep Grand Cherokee.
Huh.
I hit you with my Jeep Grand Cherokee. Ah.
I love that her voice is just female Peter Griffin.
Lois.
And there is one needle drop that sucks, but I think the needle drops in this movie are
Little
really
poo
good.
thing.
They leave. Dude, what was that?
The first time a movie played that this year.
That's the second time a movie played that this year.
What was the
And they were
first?
both by Warner Brothers.
Companion.
They were both
Oh.
WB movies.
Companions was actually funny. This one was just out of place.
Oh.
Yeah, they might as well have just put like "Never Gonna Give You Up" by Barry.
They put it. They put on "Take on Me" like in the Mario movie.
Oh, gross.
What about No
But no,
Sleep
in
Till
general-
Brooklyn, like in the Mario movie?
This
Because get there in
movie
Brooklyn.
is-
Luigi.
This movie is. I would rather this than like just a standard movie where you walk in and go, "Yeah, that's Minecraft on the big screen. Sure, why not?" I don't know.
Chicken
That's all I
Jockey.
think.
Jack and Jockey.
Jack and Jack.
They're the
Oh, some
villagers
kid
that.
threw balloons in my theater.
That's awesome.
Some
Actually.
6-year-old was in front of me and he put his hands up. This is not a joke. He put his hands up and screamed "Absolute Cinema" at the end of the movie. And I saw it in IMAX. They were playing it for one night only in
Oh my
IMAX.
God.
Is it
And
the
I
meme?
saw
Wait,
it
are you talking
there.
about the
It was
meme along
really-
version?
No, this was opening night. They
Oh,
played it
God.
one night in IMAX, and I saw it in the IMAX theater, and I had the friggin' time of my life. We bought our tickets like a month in advance, me, John, and Sebastian.
Yo, guys, speaking of the time of our lives, Naked Gun.
What do you want, little one?
Your ass. Nobody messes with Police Squad.
Peak. My favorite
Peak.
film of this year.
That's a pretty fair assessment, to be honest, because this is a one, like, horror not only was a great return to form for horror, but comedy, I feel like we have some hope again in terms of like theatrical comedic movies. Because my God, Naked Gun, the joke density in this movie is crippling.
Agree. Naked Gun is the first time I've ever seen a comedy movie where it feels like it's not ashamed to be a comedy movie. Like it doesn't have
Yes.
to be like an action plus comedy, a horror plus comedy, a drama plus comedy. It's nothing but just like rapid fire jokes. And it's the first time I've ever seen a legacy sequel that, well, it sometimes acknowledges it's a legacy sequel, but it barely does. It's like, this is Frank Drebin. This is the guy who used to play Frank Drebin. Here you go, have a new adventure with this character. And that works.
Yeah.
And it rocks.
Like, even down...
I loved this movie.
Even down to the formula of we are casting a serious actor to be the lead. And that's like, if this was a comedic actor, if this was Gabriel Iglesias in Naked Gun, this movie would crash and burn. But the fact that it's Liam Neeson, who is known for action movies, like one of the most like done-to-death action movies of all time in Taken, and he's the one on board doing these lines, being this ridiculous on screen, that's what adds to it. That is the touch that you need to make Naked Gun Naked Gun.
Yeah, you get Mr. Schindler's List in the booth, and you just kind of have him say whatever.
You get Darkman himself.
It's really good. Yeah. Oh, and something I also like about this movie, I'm glad it doesn't try to be a parody movie. Because that's the thing I hated about this last two. I have seen the Naked Gun trilogy. I never rated them because I do not like those films and I refuse to rate them. But
oh my God.
They slowly become just parodies. And while this film does do a few parodies, you can tell it's like moving away from the cop genre and is trying to parody like more current espionage films, mainly Mission Impossible. Like it does the going rogue stuff that Cruise does in all those movies. By the way, I know Derek and I are the only ones who saw it, but Final Reckoning good, by the way. Anyway, quick tangent aside, they parody stuff like Ghost Protocol with him going rogue and the MIA, the IMF being gone, and then the whole bit from Fallout being parodied. I think it works. I think it's just it's good, clean, wholesome, goofy fun. They can do like just whatever joke they want, and it's cute and it's fun. And it's the first time in a while I bought a popcorn bucket for a movie. I bought the Beaver popcorn bucket for this
Did you
film.
get it stuffed?
Yeah, Derek watched me stuff it outside near my car. It was really awkward.
Yeah,
I kept asking him,
like
nobody's looking, are they?
Side tangent, did you guys see the fucking Tron Ares popcorn bucket?
No.
No, I didn't. What does it look like?
Oh my God, it is literally the bike. Like, it is Jared Leto on the bike, and the popcorn is in the wheels, but the wheels are sideways.
What?
I feel like
I thought you were going to say the popcorn was in his ass. And I was going to be like, do I have to eat out of his ass?
It's going to be thin as hell. I could barely hold anything. I don't care if it lights up.
It's funny you mentioned that because they just unveiled the Annabelle one for the new Conjuring movie, and you have to like take the back of her dress off to eat it. I'm like, I don't want to eat out of Annabelle's ass. I'm not telling me to do that. Look, I thought Annabelle Creation was as good as the next guy, but like, I'm not gonna create my own fetish content here, Mac. I'm good.
Let's change the subject. So, yeah, Naked Gun, I felt was really good. I really liked Pamela Anderson coming back into movies. I thought she was really funny.
Yeah.
Paul Walter Hauser, I thought was really great in it. I thought it's just a very, like, someone put it this way, if like 60 if only if 60% of the jokes in this movie did not make you laugh, that percentage is still like more liable than like other comedy movies that come out. Like, the joke density is so immense, you are bound to laugh or at least snicker at like a couple of them that happen in this movie. And it is just so brilliantly paced in how you just get like rapid fire jokes, but it doesn't feel like suffocating. My favorite running joke is just how many times you're given coffee throughout the movie. And
Yeah.
oh my god, if I had like a little list of like my favorite jokes in the movie, it would probably be the inner monologue that goes into the group. May I ask why? You may. And the deli counter of punches. And probably one of my absolute favorite jokes is probably the chili dog scene.
Chili dog.
I had 5 more that morning.
This
Oh.
is really dumb, but my favorite joke is a throwaway line where they're at the wrestling match, and the one announcer is like, "My wife said she was gonna stay in tonight, but she had lipstick on. Do you think that means something? Can I call her from your phone? She won't know the number."
Oh my god, I'm trying to remember my
Derek,
mom's
you and
favorite
I
joke in
saw
the
it
movie.
together. Derek, what did you think about it since you and I saw it together? I
It
remember
was
you had
fine.
an interesting take on
Yeah, I thought it was fine.
it.
Like, I guess
It's pretty interesting.
it's just not really my thing, I guess. Like, not really my kind of sense of humor, but like I just love that, like Seb said, like we're just getting like a pure comedy in theaters, and like just for that alone, I just appreciate the movie. But I think if you didn't invite me along, I probably would seeked it out for myself personally, but I respect the movie a lot.
Yeah. No, I really enjoyed this. I think this film needs to say more stuff about, having more comedies. Oh, speaking of comedies, I saw The Roses not too long ago, and I thought that movie was funnier than I thought it was gonna be. I
I
genuinely thought that movie was funny. I just
I
wish
am
it
so
had more,
shocked
like,
you actually
joke
watched that
densities.
movie.
Uh,
Yeah.
I wouldn't have seen it had Sebastian not,
Probably
asked
the
me if I want to hang out with
worst thing
him,
I could possibly
and,
remember about that is watching the trailer and I see Benedict Cumberbatch cheese grate his wart onto his pasta, and that is an image I never want to think of again, and I hate that this movie brought that into the ether.
Yeah, wait till you see the part in the movie. Spoiler, you know what? Who cares? Spoilers. AI deepfake Benedict Cumberbatch that Olivia Colman made smokes out of a crack pipe and goes, "I hate, I hate my boss," and then he like takes a huge whiff out of a crack pipe, and you can clearly tell they animated it like it's not AI. Because like they tried to make the face as contorted as possible. He looks like he did in in Multiverse of Madness, and it looks really
Yeah.
bad. But that movie was really funny. I just wish it had more like joke density. That's an issue I have with some comedies. Is I feel like some comedies try to like actually have drama sometimes, and while I think it works good for some, excuse me, well it works good for some. I feel like some others, it's like you've had too much drama. Tell a joke. Have somebody fart already. I'm getting bored. But I don't know. That might just be me.
Mm.
Buy the movie. It's coming out on DVD soon.
Bye.
We're
Well,
buying
you mean
movies.
license your movie until
Yeah,
the
license
mega
your
overs
movie.
until you can't watch it anymore because of a merger or something.
Yeah.
No, I mean, no, it's coming out on DVD next week.
Oh, cool.
It comes with another
Doofus.
plastic like beaver thing. Imagine that, like the popcorn.
Yay!
It comes with a mini
Yeah, it's like,
beaver to add.
yeah, this is your monkey. This is my monkey.
Yeah, yo, we should bring them to meet each other so they could do battle. We could finally have a ring to see which one's better.
Anyway, I'm sorry. Fantastic Four. A
Yes.
Fantastic Four skin first bris is pretty epic.
What time has it been?
No.
What time has it been?
No, Johnny.
Say it!
I don't wanna!
Say it!
Oh.
Sorry. Anyway, let's have Derek go first about Fantastic
Yes.
Four,
Let's
because
do
Derek
that.
had the biggest like
Yeah,
Grinch moment about this
yeah.
film.
This was like the second coming of Chicken Jockey for me because like I mean I've already explained earlier in this episode about like my whole thing with Thunderbolts, and like after that came out, and then with Superman blowing me away, I was like, well then like what's the point of even caring about like what Marvel does anymore? It's like if we're just gonna keep getting like movies that are fine, then like what's gonna make Fantastic Four any different? And it didn't help that all the trailers for Fantastic Four sucked. So I was like, well then like what's the point? Like they're like, oh, we're trying something different. This is in the '60s, it's in a different universe, but it's like it feels like we're not doing anything to like change anything. It's just like coat of paint, but same by the numbers. And when I walked into that IMAX theater on July 25th, I was genuinely surprised at how much I enjoyed the movie. And right off the bat, it wasn't even like a wait and see kind of thing or like warming up to like right when the movie started. I was like, okay, like they actually tried this time. They actually like wanted to make a different movie. And I was genuinely surprised. Like I was like on the verge of tears. Like I was like watching the what is that guy's name? Ted Gibson. I was watching the Gibson show, and I had tears in my eyes, like watching him tell the story of the Fantastic Four about how these astronauts went up into space and came back with superpowers and are doing good. Like that filled me with so much joy that I didn't think was possible, and this movie was, dare I say, fantastic.
I mean, like
No.
Say that again.
Hey, why are you always so slow to get it?
Because I'm literally sitting here like listening to you guys, and then I'm like, oh, you said fantastic. Oh, soundboard.
Well, I had some build up.
I know.
Yeah, but Derek, you know the motto with movies like this: when the studios finally pick up the pace, the audience lets us down.
Oh yeah, well I mean that was a given. It didn't matter if and same thing with Thunderbolts. It didn't matter if the Thunderbolts or Fantastic Four were like the most amazing movies ever, like the worst things ever. Like, these movies were never gonna make money because of what their recent outings have done to the brand, and I think that's kind of a shame. So I mean, if Marvel needs anything like between now and next Christmas when Doomsday comes out, they really gotta push these two movies. Like, yo, these are actually pretty based, and watch them. But we'll see. I mean, we'll see what happens. I'm just happy this movie exists in and of itself. Like I don't care about like the implications, like what this means for the rest of the universe, because this doesn't change anything. Just because they made a really good movie doesn't mean the next ones are going to be good. I mean, look at the Guardians of the Galaxy movies. Those are just like these movies are just outliers. Like this isn't the norm for Marvel. They don't make movies this good every other year. So
Yeah,
That's true.
Fantastic Four, I think, is a much needed breath of fresh air in terms of MCU movies. And I loved my time with Fantastic Four. I love the ensemble. I think everyone was casted really freaking well. The aesthetic, oh my god, the aesthetic is so fucking cool.
Yeah.
With the neo-futuristic.
they actually did
neo-futuristic.
it. They didn't cheapen out.
Neo-futuristic 60s, and the aesthetic is fucking everywhere. It's beautiful. Oh my god, like the intro, like documentarian, the space age costumes,
The crappy
the
cartoon.
talk show
music!
narration.
The music, like Giacchino didn't phone it in. Like
Oh.
Yeah,
it's,
Giacchino
I think
worked for that check.
I think this is probably their best score. I think hands down, like
It is
all-
a
and
beautiful
out of all their
score.
37 movies, like I think like this, like I've seen the movie a couple of times and I've listened to like the soundtrack separately. Like I genuinely think this probably is their best soundtrack ever out of like any of their.
Because this is the first time in a while, like, I think, what is the latest you could think of like, iconic MCU music? Like, you know Captain America's theme, you know,
Avengers,
like,
and that's it.
the Avengers theme, and you know the Guardians theme, and that's about it. This is, like,
Black
up
Panther.
there.
Oh
What-
yeah.
I actually forget Black Panther's theme.
Ba-ba-bum, bum, bum, ba-ba-bum,
Boom, boom,
bum.
boom.
You know, it's the seven eight time
Boom,
signature.
boom, boom. Yeah, no, I'm there with you.
I'll
Orc.
probably know
No,
it.
okay.
Anyway, but my point still stands. Like this
No,
is like an
Yeah.
iconic like standing like theme, like orchestral theme.
Yeah.
Like it actually stands out. It elevates the team. It elevates the environment that's around, and it's fantastic. I'm so fucking mad.
Say that again.
Oh my god, I really hate it. Literally on the drive back from the first time watching it, I kept accidentally saying the F word. And like
Whoa,
it
you
gets me
can't say
triggered.
that.
whoa.
Whoa.
Or
Yeah, you can't say
Um,
4.
no, I really liked it. I really liked it too. Um, I thought it was really good. There are some things I don't mean to be Captain Curmudgeon, but there are some things that I think are kinda, like, iffy, but what I like about the movie the most is that this film is the ultimate friggin' hangout film.
Yeah.
Like, they barely minus, like, the bit in space and the bit at the end, they kinda just hang out sitting around being like, "What should we do to fix this problem?" And I like that. I like that you can feel the stakes, like they are trying every idea they have, and then when one idea stops working, I Reed Richards does the thing I do, where if one idea that I spent like half the day coming up with doesn't work, I go, "Well, that's it. I got nothing else. I give up. No more. I give up now. I don't want to try anymore. But let's go sacrifice my child." But yeah, no, I think okay, I'm gonna get negative real quick.
Oh
Bad
no.
baby CGI.
Of
It looks like the
course.
Twilight
There it is.
baby.
Uh-huh.
What's
What?
what's worse,
What,
this or the
Derek?
Flash?
The Flash, duh. Dude, you're talking like one accidental paper cut feet versus I don't know, putting your feet in like a paper shredder.
Yeah.
Everything else looks great. Silver Surfer looks great. Galactus looks pretty good. Even if I wish they
Oh
covered
my
his
god,
mouth.
Galactus looks
It looks
fantastic.
good.
Dude, I love one of my favorite like set pieces in the movie is when the surfer comes down for the first time, the Herald, and you just see like the helicopters orbiting around, you see like the live feed
Mm-hmm.
of like on the TV bulletin behind. Like I just love the aesthetic of like this feels like an event, this feels like a historic moment that's
Mm.
being covered right now, and just like them trying to deal with like what's their next move.
Did you
And it's
see in the back of one of the scenes, they had like an old school Little Caesars ad? So it
yeah.
works.
Yeah, on the
For
commercial.
it.
Derek,
Um,
did you buy the pizza?
No.
yeah, did you
Yes.
try
I thought
it?
you bought it to get a coupon.
How was it?
No. I did buy
Oh.
Fantastic Four Pop Tarts, but then I found out after
Oh.
the fact that I had to buy two because it was like what was like spend $10 on Pop Tarts and get $5 off your movie ticket. It's like, well, I only bought one, so like now I can't get the freaking $5 off.
Oh, another thing I like about the movie is just how pleasant everyone is. Everyone's
Yeah,
so nice in this movie. There's
it's a
that
team
my
that like
favorite
likes
scene
each
in the
other.
film. Yeah, my favorite scene in this movie is the bit where the Thing is just walking back to his house, and those little kids at the orphanage are all like, "Hey, it's the Thing, do the thing," and he's like, "Oh,
Oh
you
my
want
god,
me
I
to
love
move?
that
You
scene.
You
want me
want
to
me to
move
move
this
this
car?"
car?
And then he's like trying to lift it, and he goes, "I don't know if I could do it. It's too heavy."
And then he spits
And like
both
that
his
just
hands
warmed
there.
my friggin' heart. That's so cute. That's like the cutest thing ever.
Doesn't he like pretend like he's gonna throw it at them, but like stops?
Yeah, no, that's cute. He's like a dad where he's like just like
Ah!
goofing around with his kid. Where he's like he's
Just
just doing
goofy.
like dumb dad joke. And it's like or like how the Fantastic Four are like well known in the public eye to the point that they have like brand deals. Like Johnny is the face of some like suntan oil company, or Sue Storm is on like a home improvement you know, thing, or Reed is doing like a do your own science at home
That's really cool.
like
Yeah.
television show or something. I like
Dude,
that they're
but
like
this is
they
local
don't call into questions
heroes.
of them selling out. Yeah, they're not selling out. They're like just kind of it's like when you see a sports player or an athlete on TV selling a product. It's just like, hey, it's cool seeing an athlete I like being on TV. It's like, hey, it's a superhero I like being on TV. That's cool and I like that. And it adds to the world building like you three were talking about.
Yeah.
I have one question for all of you with this movie. Who out of the four
Yes.
did the best
What's up?
performance?
Vanessa Kirby.
Oh.
I agree. It's her
The
or
baby.
I said out of the four of them, not the baby.
The baby was pretty good.
Herbie.
She did a good job.
Herbie.
Oh my god, Herbie. They made a Fantastic Four movie with Herbie and I didn't hate Herbie. They actually made Herbie cute and endearing. That's amazing. I love him. I love this
actually
little
Herbie's from the
robot
comics.
guy.
Herbie's not from the comics, is he?
He is from the
From the
comics.
TV show. No, I thought it was from the TV show.
Oh.
I
okay.
think with Eben Moss Backrack, I
Yeah.
think with everything given with his performance in like the suit and like even the CG time, Thing was fucking fantastic. I think he was the standout performance and everything.
Okay.
Wait a second, what did you say?
Say that again?
I'm gonna fucking cry, man.
Okay.
Okay, is this guy good or what? But yeah, like
Me
it's
when
so
I eat the
delicate.
evil sauce that makes me accept.
It's such a delicate like performance with who he's being. Like I think he was the perfect voice to give to the Thing. Is just like a very laid back like cousin type tone.
Cousin.
It's like you could
Yo,
hear him
cousin.
being annoyed. Yo, cousin. Manja, you're not
Yo, Pierre, you wanna
Italian.
check this out?
I really like Paul Walter Hauser again. I like him as Mole Man. I think he was perfect for
I
that.
wish he was in it more.
I
I'll
agree.
be
really
honest, they
wish
did cut his
too.
scenes. I wish he was in it more.
Yeah. But I don't know, I think weirdly enough, I think Pedro Pascal might have been the weakest performance.
I
but
think so,
again,
too.
I think they're leaning into Reed Richards being like very intelligent. He's just not emotionally intelligent.
Well,
And like he
no.
doesn't know
Well,
how to
Marvel
act around
also-
people. So I think
Well,
he's
you've
just
heard the
leading into
story
that
about-
performance.
You heard the story about Marvel's thing with his accent, right?
Uh-huh.
What?
Yeah, I sent that to you. There was an article I think from Vulture where Pedro Pascal was like being interviewed, and he talked about how when they were doing the movie, how he wanted to give Reed more of like a transatlantic accent, like kind of like what you would hear
Oh,
like,
that's
in
right,
film
yeah.
in the 1960s.
I
And
heard
Marvel was
about
just like,
this.
nah, don't do that. Like you're gonna alienate the audience if you do that. It's like, okay, never mind then.
Who are they alienating? It's not even like an accent that's carried anymore.
The transatlanteans.
It's so crazy that like an accent from back then is just like not a thing anymore. Like from like a time period accurate accent.
Mm.
That's a shame because I thought that would have been actually really cool. But yeah, I still think Pedro Pascal like does great in like most projects he's in. He would have been very interesting for Weapons. Real quick side tangent. But
Yeah,
Like,
because he was rolling, right?
he was gonna be Josh Brolin's character. Yeah, I felt like Josh Brolin was a better fit for that character because I don't think Pedro Pascal
Right.
can do toxic masculinity.
No.
Mhm.
No.
No, he couldn't. It's
Yeah.
like watching your funny friend get sad or something. It's like you can't watch this man do that.
It's
It feels
kind of
like they're doing
weird.
shtick.
It's kind of weird to think for Barbarian that Justin Long's character is originally meant for Zac Efron.
Mm.
I didn't know that. It's so
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah, apparently he was gonna be a bit more of a meathead character, but Justin Long got it instead. I think Zac Efron was doing the Iron Claw. So they went to
Ooh.
Justin Long, and I felt like that led to Justin Long being a lot more slimy and like a lot more realistic portrayal of like shitbag like characters who are
Hmm.
responsible for the things that he does in that movie. But back to Fantastic Four.
I
Yeah,
really liked how they did Galactus in this movie, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Like, especially his
Yeah.
introduction scene. Like, I love the explanation that it's not a really big guy, it's a spaceship. And I feel like with this knowledge of like Galactus being like one being across the entire multiverse, that apparently he's also the same one in the other Fantastic Four movies. It's like, oh, it could have been the ship that's the big old cloud. It's like, yeah, but like that's just seems like a cop out, though. However, it is nice to see that it's a big ship with a big guy in it, and like he's still like he's not unstoppable, but he's like very much like an imposing threat, and it takes like the Fantastic Four everything they got to stop him. Even like Sue basically dies to try to save her family, but she gets resurrected. So like,
I love premises with when they defeat villains, they don't beat them, they just can't get rid of
just
them.
push them. Why don't we take Galactus and push him somewhere else?
That was,
Well,
the,
that was
plan.
the plan.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
originally it
and,
was Earth, yeah.
Yeah, I do like that they're having like even everyone contributes. It's like, yeah, we need to do like power outages, or we need to have power curfews. So we could,
Yeah.
like get stuff like this going. It's just a shame that it just didn't work. So they had
How-
to fight it
Though,
like
that
head
they
on.
have-
Yeah.
I blame this the Galactus cult that they were talking about. I'm pretty sure they saw it on TV and they were like, "What if we like don't do that?" And everyone's like, "Yeah, okay, yeah, sure.
You know for a
Let's
fact
like
it
not
would
do
get a
that."
following in real life though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would see people doing like TikTok dances, being like, "Don't listen to what the Fantastic Four say."
Fantastic
They're doing, like, the
stinkers, more
renegade.
like.
Yeah, the Fantastic Four.
It would all be a smear campaign led by Doctor Doom.
Speaking of Doctor Doom, can we talk about the mid-credits scene?
Dude, that is the
Booty
only scene
Oh,
that
okay.
has
Wait, never mind.
actually.
You guys like it.
No, I think that scene has me optimistic for Doomsday now. Seeing that, I was kind of optimistic with it. I was like, okay, maybe there's something here. Because I'm on the biggest like anti-Doomsday wagon here. I do not think this movie's going to do well, but I keep seeing more and more that are piecing it together to be like, okay, maybe there's something here, and maybe this might be like a decent movie.
I don't know, man. We just gotta see how. It's such a weird circumstance regarding Doctor Doom because, like, we know for a fact Robert Downey Jr. is gonna have like an amazing performance,
Well,
but it's just such a miscast.
yeah.
It's just like an obvious like we need to gauge interest back into the property, so we're just giving Robert Downey Jr. like a third of Doomsday's budget
Yeah.
to make this pay
We
off.
already did play a better Doctor a couple of years ago.
Not
Oh, you get out
Doolittle.
of here.
No, not Doolittle.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks.
By the way, I just realized what it was. It wasn't Wakanda Forever. It was Eternals that was shot like a real movie. I'm
Mm.
sorry.
Yeah.
I need to correct myself all the way at the end.
Chloe Zhao knows what she's doing, and she's even said like they gave her no limitations with that movie. It's like have as much money as you want, do whatever you want.
Yeah. Any
That
other?
was not Robert Downey Jr. in that post-credit scene, by the
No,
way. That
no,
was probably
it
like
was not.
Carl, the unpaid intern.
Nah,
It was
no.
me.
It was Derk.
It
Yeah,
was
I was
Doom,
there.
Barry. It was me, Barry.
It was me, Barry. I
Dr.
took
Derk.
I do want to say something though. I don't like how they're saying, "Oh, Doom can remove his mask," because that takes away the character.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know the character. My only knowledge of the character is the 2005 and 2007 Fantastic Four movies.
Those are the worst representations of Doomsday ever. That in the 2015, like those are like the three worst representations
forgot
of
about that one.
Doomsday ever. There has not been a good live action Doom. There just hasn't.
There is no Victor now, only Doom.
Well, the best Doom, of course, is the one from the classic superhero squad played by Charlie Adler.
So fucking right. It's so.
Wait a second. He's played by Charlie Adler? Who the
Oh.
hell else has Charlie Adler played?
Oh.
Because I feel like I've heard
Cow and
that voice.
Chicken.
Oh my
Cow and
god, he's
Chicken.
Cow and Chicken. Cow and Chicken. That means he was also Super Rooster. Holy crap, the whole thing comes full circle. We've done it. We're back to Hit Pig.
Oh god.
Thank
Well, guys, I
God.
think this was a fantastic episode of the Retrospective. Any closing thoughts?
Say that again. Say that again.
Are there any final thoughts we want to quickly say on like things you want to watch before we
The
end it?
Avatar Fire and Ash trailer looked great.
I agree.
In front of.
I'm very excited for the
I
Running
remember that
Man
was the
coming
only
out.
reason.
Agreed on Running Man
Dude,
as well.
Didn't they delay that a week? They delayed that a week. The Running Man. They delayed it from the 7th to the 14th.
Hey, it could have been it could have been worse. It could have been Mortal Kombat 2. It could have been even worse than that. It could have been Cat in the Hat.
I don't know, man.
I don't know.
Well, because it's like what I said. Like I think studios are avoiding fall because fall just isn't a profitable time for movies anymore.
It's crazy though because it seemed perfect for like a Halloween movie. Like it's a big gory like set piece. I mean, nothing else is coming out in October.
I think that, and also because Warner Bros. Has had like a killer streak of movies this year financially. I think they kind of feel like, well, we don't really need to release like much for the end of the year, so we'll see this for next year.
At the shame.
Yeah, all they got coming up next is One Battle After Another and something else. I think Warner Brothers has coming up next.
Coyote versus Acme.
Oh, they changed their website. It looks really bad now. Don't joke about that. Okay. Last time in the 2025 retrospect, I was like, Day the Earth Blew Up is going to be great, and I can't wait they saved it. Now that I'm a little bit older and a little bit wiser, and also nobody saw Day the Earth Blew Up, and nobody saw Toxic Avenger either. I read an article about how everyone walked out of Toxic Avenger because it was quote unquote too much.
I have to travel an hour just to watch it.
But yeah, it's that, and everyone crapped on Fixed because they were like, this movie should have stayed hidden. I don't have very high hopes for people actually wanting to go out and see Coyote versus Acme. And it really bums me out. I don't understand. I know this is like a sour note to almost end the podcast on, but like, what is with people campaigning for studios, like smaller studios, to take movies that were shelved by the big distributors, and then the second they're shelved, be like, whatever, I don't want to see it anymore. Who cares? It looked lame anyway. It's like you asked for specifically
They're
this,
literally
right?
proving the studio's point.
Yeah.
This is like Twitter fucking psychology. This is why I fucking hate Twitter, because it's full of so many people who like stand on a pedestal like, we should all be better than this. It's like, I guarantee you are such a fucking hypocrite and not gonna do it. It is full of the most hateful motherfuckers on the planet in the most snobby high horse, like, you people should all be ashamed.
Seb, this is your chance to get out.
True.
Yeah, you're
get
absolutely
off
right.
Twitter, dude.
But no, I just need one more last good high. I can quit anytime, I swear.
Yeah, sure.
I just don't understand it. So I really hope people prove me wrong with Coyote versus Acme. But knowing how people care so much about the Looney Tunes, considering how much money Day the Earth Blew Up made, where it barely scraped by its budget, yeah, sure. Yeah, it'll make its money back. Yeah, sure, it'll make its money back, sure. And I'll have a good opinion on one of these shows once in a while. Like, that's ever going to happen. But, whatever.
Any other final thoughts, Derk? Do you have anything else you want to say, Jordan?
Nah, that's it.
Okay. Derk, you got anything else you want to have us, get ready?
I am surprisingly very excited for Tron Ares. I think that might be like besides Avatar, that might be, and One Battle After Another, I think that might be my most anticipated movie for the rest of the year.
What's got you like that, man?
The vibe. It's purely the vibe.
See, I want to be there with you, but it's just Jared Leto. I can't. Someone has to make a trailer where it's just like the trailer without Jared Leto, and then maybe I'd be up. Oh, really?
I could probably do that.
Fuck it, I'm down. But yeah, as for me, I honestly don't got much to look forward to besides Avatar. But as for stuff that we haven't mentioned yet, watch Andor, please. Everyone listening, please watch Andor. I cannot gush about this show enough. I would gladly love to talk about it more in depth at some point, but that's it. Just watch Andor. Season 2 is phenomenal.
Yeah, I guess if any like closing thoughts, I watched Sonora and Together. Both of them were pretty good. I recommend those highly. I think Sonora more than Together, but Together is still like a really fun time if you like body horror and stuff like that.
And over
I'm really
explaining.
excited. I'm mansplaining. I'm sorry.
No, I meant and over explaining.
Oh yeah, it's really good in that regard as well. But yeah, it's still me there for it. Still a fun time. I think Dave Franco gives like one of his best performances in his career. But
Mhm.
I don't know. Hey, what's your favorite Dave Franco role? Was it Greg
Nerve.
Sestero as? Was it him as Greg Sestero in the Disaster Artist, or was it him as the abusive boyfriend in Love Lies Bleeding?
Nerve. Are you a watcher or a player?
But yeah, with that, thank you all so much for listening or watching us on YouTube. All the bells and whistles here at this point. Like and subscribe on YouTube. Give us 5 stars on wherever you listen to us on your podcast. Follow us on our socials. We'll have them all down in the description along with each of the Dopes' socials. Yeah. Yeah, so starting next week, we'll be starting our little Halloween endeavor
It'll
here.
be fantastic.
Say that again.
I love how ready we're like Cade.
Goodbye,
Cade, like,
everybody.